Well, I've decided to commit YouTube suicide and lose all my subscribers. That's right. Here are 5 reasons why you should not learn Mandarin.
Layer 1.
It takes so damn long to learn. The Foreign Service Institute ranks Mandarin as a Category 5 language, meaning becoming fluent in Chinese is estimated to require more than 2,000 class hours. The same institute says that Spanish, Portuguese, and French all require about 600 hours. It doesn't take a PhD in math to understand that in the time it'll take you to become fluent in Mandarin, you could have learned all of those 3 languages. Consider the number of countries you could go visit with those 3 languages, and you'll see how the math simply doesn't favor learning Mandarin. So choose wisely, because once you've stepped into the world of Chinese learning, you won't be coming out for a while.
Layer 2.
Here's another one where you'll feel like you've spent too much time on one thing. Learning Mandarin has surprisingly very little use when it comes to finding jobs, especially when compared to other languages like French, Spanish, and German. Requirements for people speaking those languages in North America and Europe are much more common than for Mandarin. Sure, it'll help you find a job if you want to live in China, but what if you don't?
Layer 3.
The reason why opportunities are limited could be because Mandarin is not spread out around the world as an official language. Think about how many countries have Spanish, French, or Arabic as an official language. Now think about Chinese. Really, except for some smaller regions/countries, the latter depending on how politically courageous you are, you'll probably only find China using Mandarin as an official language. Another important thing to consider is that while there are large Chinese populations outside of China, especially in Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, the US, and Singapore, most of them will not speak Mandarin. But instead, the regional dialect their family or ancestors spoke before they left mainland China. This is why, for example, many people in North American Chinatowns will speak Cantonese, Yue, or even Hokkien, Minnanhua, instead of Mandarin.
Layer 4.
Now this brings us to the 4th reason why you should not learn Mandarin. You will spend years learning a language, in this case Mandarin, only to realize that most Chinese people speak their own dialects in daily life. They might not even be able to speak Mandarin that well. This is because while over 1 billion people in China can speak Mandarin, this doesn't mean they speak it very well. That means that going out of the bigger, younger cities, you will immediately find yourself dealing with, at best, people speaking with a very thick accent that makes it hard to understand, or at worst, people simply not able to fluently communicate in Mandarin. It's a very frustrating experience to have spent years learning a language only to find yourself unable to talk with some people in the very country it's supposed to be used in.
Layer 5.
You don't always want to know what people around you are saying. So while you might find yourself in a situation where people speak dialects that are completely different from Mandarin, it probably won't happen that often. Plus, the more time you spend learning Mandarin and the longer you live in China, the better you'll be at understanding different dialects and accents. That being said, understanding everything people say around you is not always a great thing. I've found myself more than once envying those other foreigners who barely understand 你好 and 谢谢, because I just couldn't bear hearing one more person talking about me thinking I couldn't understand.
老外，
你看，外国人是不是美国人？
不，这一看就知道是法国的。
Okay, so to be honest, this was a hard list to make because, well, there aren't really any big reasons not to learn Mandarin. I think those are more minor inconveniences rather than huge obstacles that should stop you from trying to learn this really fun language. Sure, it's going to take time and a lot of work, but it's so rewarding to be able to live and immerse yourself in the language, especially when people on the phone refuse to believe you're a foreigner because you sound just like a native speaker. In other words, keep practicing, never give up, and keep watching my videos. See you next time.